Ms. Barreiro?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I'm going to address the same thing in Middletown. I'm Carrie Barreiro. I live in Middletown. I have 2 students that go to North. I'd like to address Terence Wall's inappropriate call to Middletown last night, introducing himself as a Holmdel board member. So clearly you wanted to know you were a board member. So that's you working on behalf and as a representative of Holmdel Board of Ed. To insert yourself as some authority in the goings on of Middletown Public Schools is unaggressive. You went from passive aggressive, then you just turned straight aggressive, attacking our teachers. Unless you were invited as a guest, the parents of Middletown deserve to know that information. If you were invited and who invited you. As well, I'd like to know if your board knew that you were going to do this on their behalf. Both Middletown and Holmdel residents deserve to have that answer. If it was done voluntarily as just your own unsolicited advice, speaking for myself, I felt it was not welcomed, as I'm sure you wouldn't welcome it if any other school's volunteer decided to do that at your board meeting. Our district is not your business. I was going to explain a little bit of how our district was handling COVID, but it's just not your business. But you already know that. The attack on our administration and our teachers was disgusting. The whole intention to call and rant like you did was clearly politically motivated. Nothing you said was rooted in sound scientific or psychological evidence. Every single article written says the same. Yes, reopen, but it suggests many, many safety protocols and cohorts as reasonable, which is what we do. They do not state that it must be a full reopen if it is not safe to do so. Either you're not reading beyond headlines or you have a comprehension issue, or that was a blatantly, purposely, politically motivated, gross exaggeration. Because to accuse our teachers union of nefarious misdeeds for simply expecting that the health and welfare of our teachers be weighed just like all of our families, be not at all considered in phased reopenings like you so aggressively and angrily suggested, unnecessary and uncalled for. That's gross. There is no scientific or psychological expert that suggests discounting the health and well-being of your teachers and implementing all your reopening without considering them, because they're not magically immune from this. They are more at risk out of any population inside our school buildings. I don't know what you have against your teachers having rights as equal human beings, but we won't operate that way. No one should. That's disgraceful. This is not to be treated as us versus them. They are us, we are them. This is our community. We are in this together. Mr. Wall, you crossed the boundary. You absolutely tried to administer to our school, and you definitely placated to a political talking point in your rant at the public meeting of Middletown's Board of Ed, both of which are violations of your own board's oath. Besides that, to add insult to injury, your wife wrote a disgusting hit piece on our superintendent and our teachers. You both ought to be embarrassed. I'm embarrassed for you, for your whole board. That's disgusting behavior reflects on all of you. Both of you, you and your wife, especially you in your role as Holmdel board member, that was an egregious display of politics infecting what is traditionally, respectfully supposed to remain apolitical. This should not be treated ever again this way. I would ask that you never decide to do this again unless you're expressly invited and you get permission from everyone on your own board to speak on their behalf. Because you emphasize that. It's not your business. That was not your place. Keep your politics out of the schools. I'm done.